Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Today we have this. This is a Gretsch G2420T Gold Streamliner guitar. G2420T, it sounds like something that you'd find in a fax machine parts catalogue, doesn't it? But it isn't, it's a guitar. This was bought with a very, very generous donation to Guitars for Good Causes, which, as I'm sure you are aware by now, but I'll mention it anyway, is a GoFundMe campaign. The link is below, where you can donate money. I buy guitars, the guitars get reviewed, and then get sold on, with proceeds going to Zoe's Place Baby Hospice, which is a charity in Middlesbrough, which provides palliative, respite and end-of-life care to children under 5 with terminal illnesses. A fantastically worthy cause, and you know who you are, who donated the money for this guitar. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a beautiful guitar. Let's get that out of the way straight before we go any further. I'm not going to mess around here. This is a gorgeous guitar. It's a guitar, or a type of guitar, that I've been itching to try and get my hands on for, well, decades really. Going back to the early 80s, when I was a young whippersnapper, I was seized by the whole UK rockabilly kind of craze that was going on back then. You know, bands like Crazy Cavan and the Rhythm Rockers, or Matchbox, or the Polecats, or the Jets, or I guess the head of the bunch there, the top of the tree, with obviously the Stray Cats, with a young and very impressive Brian Setzer. And I always fancied owning a big hollow body Gretsch like this, because of that fascination that I had with that music back then. And well, we'll see if it kind of measures up to my expectations. I guess that's the thing that we're looking at today, and whether it's a guitar that you would like to own. We'll talk about the specs and the setup and the fit and finish and everything in a little while, but first of all, let's have a listen to how she sounds. So there you go, some really rather nice tones on offer there. You know, it's a big fat sounding guitar, because it's a big fat guitar. I mean, the bridge pickup, you know, there's a tick in the plus column, a Bigsby that stays in tune. Let's have a listen to the middle settings, you know, something like... And then you got the neck pickup, obviously. I mean, you're never going to be dive bombing a trem like that, you know, but for just the subtle little wobbles that it's intended for, without the benefit of any kind of graphite in the nut or roller bridge or anything like that, it comes back in tune remarkably well. Certainly good enough for those subtle little wobbly bits, and you know, if it is out of tune, it's not that noticeable. You can get to the end of the song and take a look at your tuner. Then it's basically fit for purpose. It does what it's meant to do. So what about how the guitar is built and you know, what components are involved and everything? Well, let's take a look at that, shall we? Okay, so let's take a look at what we get here. We'll begin with the body. It's made from laminated maple and it is completely hollow, no solid centre block here. It's finished like the rest of the guitar in a rather fetching and very, very Gretchy gold dust finish. And you get some rather tidily executed binding around the outside. Its width is 406mm and it is approximately 70mm deep. Now, the neck is made from a timber called NATO, and the fretboard, what looks like rosewood, actually isn't, of course, these days. It is a timber called laurel. And the fretboard itself sports the rather Gretchy looking hump inlays in pearloid and 22 medium frets, going over a 12-inch radius board. The scale length is 629mm, which is as near as makes no difference at all, a very Gibson-y 24 3/4 inches. Now the controls are where it starts getting interesting, because they do take a little bit of figuring out, but you appear to get a master volume and a master tone, then a separate volume control for each of the two pickups. Then there's obviously the three-way selector which chooses between them. There is something a bit odd going on with those controls, and I'll tell you more about it later. But speaking of pickups, we get two Broadtron BT25 humbuckers, which look a lot like regular Filtertrons, but they are more of a full humbucker size. Going back up to the top end of the guitar, you can see a 43mm nut there and some unbranded but very Grover-esque and very smooth and easy to use tuners. Back down at the other end again, we get an anchored adjustomatic bridge, which is obviously Gretsch's term for their version of a tune-o-matic bridge, and a Bigsby B60 trem. So that's what's going on with this guitar. So there you go, that's some close-up shots of the guitar and an idea of how it's built. Now, these controls, I don't know if you can see here, you probably can't, but we've got a master volume and a master tone, then what seems like individual pickup volume controls for both the pickups. And if I'm on the bridge pickup now and just strum that, oh, there we are, a little bit out of tune, never mind. The Bigsby's making a liar of me. Okay, so I strum that chord there and I turn what appears to be the bridge volume control down, and it's suddenly just an acoustic guitar. Then go to the neck pickup, turn that down. Okay, here it is, full bore. Turn that down and we get a quieter version of the same sound. I'm not sure whether that's, you know, a fault or whether it's just some little Gretsch-ism that I'm not aware of. Obviously I bought this from Tom Ann, and the spec listing on that on the listing for this guitar is a little bit vague there, but do you know what, I don't care. We've got an overall master volume and, you know, a master tone. You can adjust the output of the guitar perfectly adequately, and notwithstanding the fact that this guitar has just gone out of tune, I've used the trem, it does seem to stay in tune pretty well. It's just decided to make a liar of me. Anyway, yeah, so that is the Gretsch G2420T Gold Streamliner. If you're looking at this video and you're thinking, that looks absolutely gorgeous, then... oh, something strange has happened to the light there, never mind. And we're back again. If you're looking at the guitar and thinking, it looks absolutely gorgeous, then let me tell you, you're not wrong. This guitar is about 420 quid to buy. you could easily be mistaken for thinking it was double that in terms of the cost. Everything is absolutely spot on in terms of just the neatness of the binding, the way that the fret edges have been beautifully rounded off. The guitar came out of the box perfectly set up, didn't need any tweaking whatsoever. The tuners, well, they're unbranded things. I don't see any brand name on them. Obviously they look a little bit like Grover's, but they do the job. They feel nice and smooth and efficient. They keep the guitar in tune. The inlay work on the neck, those hump inlays, they are absolutely perfectly executed. You cannot see just even a micron's worth of filler around them, and you know it's just done to such a high standard. As you saw in the close-up shots earlier, that pinstripe binding around the body is absolutely razor sharp. It's just done perfectly. It's a beautiful guitar, and I will be sorry to see this one go, but go it must, because we need to raise money for Zoe's place. So in the next week or so I'll be putting this up on eBay, and I want to do a little bit of research on that odd thing with the neck volume control before I kind of get rid of it, and I'll keep you posted as to what's going on there. So there it is, the Gretsch G2420T Gold Streamliner, a beautiful guitar. If you want to own it, then just keep an eye on my channel for the listing going live on eBay. And yeah, beautiful guitar. It's going to make somebody very happy. It's making me very happy at the moment, as it happens. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll just mention, as I always do in these videos, that if you want some help with your lead guitar playing, specifically modes, then I have a course on sale at the moment. It's called Making the Modes Easy, and you can download it from there. The link is also in the description box below. For 40 quid, which is what it costs, you get jam tracks, you get example solos played, like close-up videos of them, you get tabs, you get all of the scale patterns, you get a 12-page PDF explaining exactly what's going on in plain English. None of this jargon malarkey that is often the most off-putting thing about modes. So if you fancy doing your lead guitar playing a bit of a favour, go and grab it. Treat yourself. If you'd like some tailored one-to-one guitar tuition, then give me a shout via the details at the end of this video. If you live on Teesside in the northeast of England, you can come along for a face-to-face lesson in this very room, or wherever else you are in the world, you can have a lesson via Skype, and whichever way you do it, your first lesson is of course free, so what have you got to lose? And with that, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching, thank you for your time, thank you for contributing to Guitars for Good Causes, and I will look forward to seeing you all again next time around. Bye for now, folks.